Earlier this week, Canadians watched in horror as protesters in Vancouver burned our flag and shouted death to our country. And for most Canadians, it was heartbreaking. Because the flag isn't just a piece of cloth and Canada isn't just a place. Canada is our home and our flag represents our values. Values like peace, freedom, decency, and tolerance. As Canadians, we don't share these values by accident. Millions of Canadians have fought and thousands have died so that our country could believe in these values. Over the centuries, millions of newcomers have embarked on long, dangerous journeys, escaping tyranny and crossing oceans because they cared so deeply for these values. And they wanted to live in a country where these values are not just believed, but practiced. That's Canada. When woke protesters burn our flag and shout death to Canada, this is what they want to destroy. They are calling for the destruction of the peace, freedom, decency, and tolerance that made Canada the extraordinary nation it is today. They're calling to destroy the values that turn Canada into one of the richest and most prosperous places on earth. It's an attack on all Canadians. And that's why all Canadians must come together to stand up to these hateful protesters. For the past year, Justin Trudeau has allowed these mobs to take over our streets, intimidate residents, and call for violence against Jewish people. Conservatives warned from the start that if he didn't take action to oppose these hateful protests, they would only get more violent and more radical. And now they're calling for the death of our country and are burning our flag. Canadians have waited long enough. It's time for Justin Trudeau to take a firm stance against antisemitism and against the anti-Canadian hate that this movement represents, even if it means offending his voters.